Good morning, everyone. I love seeing how many people are on here so bright and early. Do we have any Pacific time people where it's 5:30 in the morning? If so, you guys are amazing. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm so excited about this morning. Like I said in my write-up the past few times, as I've been promoting these power hours this month, when I first started, when I connected with Joanna Miller and Jordan Roddenberry, I started to learn a lot about what they did outside of what I was doing with my business. And something that they both did often was power hours or power half hours that they would lead with their team. And I always took advantage of being a part of them whenever like corporate would do them or my upline would do them. And they were always really helpful. But once I started implementing them for my team, that not only gave me that accountability that I needed, but it also started to show my team what I was doing. It started to show my team some message examples that I really felt strongly about, or started to show people how you could have your business with a really good flow of like just getting work done. I'm sure that many of you have heard about doing the timer, where you can set a timer where you have your water, your coffee, you've gone to the bathroom, you have your notes, you've got your list of people that you're going to send messages out to, and you just have like an hour or 30 minutes where you are like totally and completely focused on doing your IPAs, your reach outs, your work, because so often, especially because we do use a lot of social media, we can go down a deep, dark, black hole and get into fluff, or we can sit there and be scrolling for inspiration for next thing we know, it's been an hour and we've wasted so much time. And so I really encourage so many of you guys to come and do these power hours. We're doing them every Monday morning, but I've got a bunch of people on my team who lead them every morning for their team. And even if it's just two of them that show up, they're getting their work done. So that way they know they've done their most important thing first thing in the morning, and then they can go and be with their family. They can go and do their full-time job. They can go without feeling guilty. So I'm so excited that you guys are here. The speed of the team is the speed of the leader. And as a leader, we get to show our team what we're doing. So I'm so excited. We are going to start right now. Let me pull up my notes. We are going to be anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour today. Let's go ahead and move over to Facebook, and we're going to take a look at whose birthday is today. Something that John Maxwell talks about is, actually, I'm going to read you the quote because it's really good. He says, as communicators, we must care more about the people we are talking to and less about our subject. That's something that I really, really love because I love authenticity. I love adding value, and I don't like being salesy. I don't like just being vague to people when I send them messages. I want Jamie Morris to know that when I'm sending her a message, it's because I believe in her and I've thought of her and I think she'd be amazing at this, or I really care about her and I want to wish her a happy birthday. And this is what I care about her for. And so I think it's really important as we're sending out these messages, whether they're birthday or they're reach out, follow-ups, whatever they may be, that we are thinking about, if I were to be face-to-face with Lori right now, how would I speak to her? Would I talk to her like this, or would I feel uncomfortable if I were to say to her face what I'm saying in a message? Does that make sense? That helps me to not feel slimy and icky. And so when you're thinking about sending out your messages, be thinking of them first. Be thinking about what is it about them, whether it's birthday or reach outs or follow-ups. What is it about them that you love, that you respect, that makes them come to your mind, and why you're wanting to send them a message. So today we're going to start with adding value to people whose birthdays are today. In the chat, I'm going to put some examples of some, just simple birthday messages that we send. I really appreciate sending messages or voice messages rather than writing on their wall. That creates more of a community and more of a communication. So here we go for about 5-10 minutes. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move on to our customer care. Genevieve, who all of you probably know and love, she says, retention is all about relationships. She says, retention equals relationships, relationships, relationships. And you hear often, and sometimes we like to push this aside, but we hear often that our job doesn't really start until we've signed the person. I think so often we work so hard to sign people, and I'm super guilty of this myself. We work really hard to sign people, and then we're like, okay, Lord Jesus, I hope and pray that they have the best amazing results ever, and they want to go and start sharing, and you just kind of let them fall by the wayside for whatever reason. And so we're going to stop that right now. So we're going to focus on customer care. I've shared this in the past, but you guys can just get a little card and send them just a handwritten card if you've signed somebody recently, just to say thank you for supporting you and your business. I went to Canva and I just did a family picture and just put on here, thankful for you, love the Burgess family. And then I just have it as a postcard, and I just send it out to all of my customers or all of my ambassadors that I sign. And so I just want all of us to spend about 5 minutes showing some appreciation, giving some value back to our people who have trusted us, whether they are people that we just signed or people that maybe you signed 2 or 3 years ago that you haven't talked to in a while. I'm going to send you guys some examples, some message examples that we can put here in the chat. But let's go ahead and focus on loving on our customers, checking in on them, showing them value and appreciation. Good job, you guys. Okay, so next, what we're going to do is focus on follow up. You hear all of the time that follow up is where it's at with this business, and that's absolutely true. I don't know how many of you signed up after the very first reach out, but the majority of us, it took some time to hear a little bit more about the products, to hear a little bit more about the testimonials and how the products were going to help us before we decided that we wanted to jump in, or the business opportunity. So, one of my favorite ways to do follow-ups with people, whether it's somebody that reached out to me and has ghosted me, or somebody that I reached out to that has shown a little bit of interest, or somewhere in between, is I like to follow up with testimonials because I feel like that really helps build people's belief. A lot of people don't know or really care what the products do. They just want to know how it's going to help them. And that's where testimonials come in, building that belief. And so I'm going to put in the comments here in the chat section some message examples that I've put together. Now, if you are not on a team that has a testimonial page, then you can go to, there's a private Plexus page called, I think, Plexus Journeys, that has some really great testimonials. Jen Leith's team has a really great testimonial page, and she's very one Plexus and letting people be a part of that group. And that's called Your Wellness Community. So if you don't have a team page, then just let me know and I can see about getting you added to there, or you can go add yourself to there. But what you can do is you can go into the search bar. So let's say that I'm talking with Myrna, and I know that Myrna has struggled with, and this is hypothetical, I don't know Myrna at all, but I know that Myrna has struggled with migraines. And so I'm going to go into my testimonial page and I'm going to go to that search bar and I'm going to type migraines, because I know Myrna and I have been talking, and maybe I haven't seen a story come up yet, but I know that they're out there. And so I'm going to go into that search bar. I'm going to type migraines and I'm going to see just a bunch of different information and testimonials pop up. I'm going to skim a few of them and see which ones really pop out to me. And I'm going to send Myrna a message. And I'll, again, like I said, I'll send you guys some examples in the chat, but I'm going to utilize those stories to re-engage in those conversations. So now if you have people, if you're like me, I've been here for 4.5 years, and I have a lot of people I talked to 4.5 years ago that shared their health goals with me, that conversation kind of ended. Well, I'm going to still utilize those stories and I'm going to reach out to them. And I'm going to say something like, Alexis, I know when you and I talked 4 years ago, you were struggling with X, Y, and Z. I don't know if that's anything that you are still struggling with. I hope and pray it's not. But I just came across this story just the other day that made me think about you immediately. Would you be open to me sending it to you? Don't know if this is something that could help you or not, but I couldn't help but send it over to you because I just thought of you, or something like that. Because to me, that screams like, I'm wanting to help this person. It screams like they're coming to my mind. I value them. They are a priority to me, rather than, hey, Alexis, do you want to come and buy some products from me? So making it about them, adding value to them. So we're going to focus on following up via testimonials. I will send some examples in the chat for you guys here. We'll do this for about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, you guys. So we're going to wrap this thing up and we're going to finish out the power hour, sending out an initial reach out message. Now, if you guys are in a really good rhythm or you're really having a great system here with your follow ups, keep doing that. I will put some examples of initial reach outs in the chat here that you guys can save and use for future. But my general rule of thumb when it comes to doing initial reach outs, and there are a lot of really great ways to do initial reach outs, but when I think about people who I think would be amazing with the business and I haven't reached out to them yet, I tell them why I think that they'd be amazing with the business. That was something that helped me with my belief before I started the business, was having the belief of my upline. She didn't make it about herself. She made it about me. And I knew that she was successful. And if she was successful and had that belief in me, I knew that I could be successful too. So your words have so much power. So I want you guys to be thinking about people in your circle that are influential, that have great integrity, that have great character, that are a lover of people, that just light up a room when they come in. Maybe they're smart, maybe they're passionate about health and wellness, maybe they're just really passionate about people. I want you to think about people like that. And I really want you to take time and think about, if you are somebody of faith, like pray for the Lord to put somebody on your heart that you can reach out to that could be blessed by this opportunity. And I want you to tell them why you think they would be amazing at this business. Be bold and be brave. And who knows, like you might bless somebody's day. You might bless somebody's Monday hearing that you believe this about them. They may never want to do Plexus, but the fact that you poured into them and you shared with them what you saw in them could really, really change things for them today. So adding value to people is such a beautiful gift. I want you to do that with somebody that you think could be amazing at this business. Alita Allen has a really great, very short message that she sends out that says something to the effect of, "Hey, Michelle, something like, I know that you would kill at what I would do. And I'm looking for somebody to run." Oh my gosh, I'm botching this up, you guys. It's so early. I can't even think straight. Let me start over. She says something to the effect of, "Hey, Michelle, I'm looking for somebody to run with, and I know that you would kill at what I do. Have you ever heard of Plexus before?" Like, that is so simple. It's not long, it's not drawn out, but it is like adding value to Michelle and adding belief to Michelle, saying, "Hey, I know that you would do amazing at this. Have you ever heard of Plexus before?" So that's like just a simple way to bring this up to somebody. Another way that you could do an initial reach out is if you see, let's say Beverly is sharing on social media about how she is just so exhausted. She's not sleeping well and she's so, so tired. You can reach out to her in a way that's not slimy or gross or icky when you are making it about her. "Hey, Beverly, I saw your post the other day about how you are really struggling with sleep. I also struggled with sleep a lot. My mom was an insomniac for 30 years and she's now sleeping really great every single night. Have you ever heard of Plexus before?" Like, to me, that is a beautiful way to start sharing without, "Hey, come buy my products," making it about me. So I'm going to send you guys some examples of what you can send as an example, as inspiration. But remember, if you were to run into Lori out and about, is that how you would speak to her face? Being confident, being bold, being brave, and making it about others. So very important. So we'll do this for the next few minutes. before we end, does anybody have any questions that I can help answer or try to help answer? And while you're thinking of it, I want to encourage you guys, if you do not listen to John Maxwell or Trent Shelton, like if you do walks every day, or if you work out, or if you travel to go back and forth to work, plug in some headphones and get the John Maxwell podcast and Trent Shelton podcast. Those are two that I listen to all of the time. Trent Shelton, he talks about how our, what is the word I'm looking for? Moment. Oh gosh, no, you guys, I'm so sorry. My mind is so tired right now. I can't think straight. But he talks about our consistency and how that, oh my gosh, you guys, why? I'm so sorry. I'm not normally like this. I cannot think straight. What am I trying to say? Basically, he says, be consistent, because if you're not consistent, that affects your mood. Get into momentum, get into movement, because if you're not moving, that affects your mood. And that's not just physical movement. When I think about my business and when I think about my anxiety or my overwhelm, oftentimes it's associated with me sitting back and not doing anything and making a list and like going over and like trying to perfect and be perfect and do all the things, but not actually doing anything. And that affects my mood in a negative way. And so by you guys showing up this morning and you guys prioritizing your reach outs, your follow-ups, your birthday messages, your posts, your training, that is going to get you into a place where you are in a healthy mindset because you are doing something. Thank you, Michelle, for your grace. Lord have mercy. I promise I am not this flaky. Real quick, Lori said, what do you say for people who watch your stories? Have they shown, my question would be, have they shown interest or are they just watching? For the people who are just watching, I don't say anything to them because I don't want them to be like, oh, I don't want to watch her stuff because she's like messaging me, telling, like she's watching that I'm watching. What I will do though, is I will start engaging with them more. Like I'll go to watch their stories and engage on their stories, or I will go to their posts and engage on their posts, and I will just start that relationship building. And then once that relationship is starting to be built and cultivated, then I feel like later I can reach out to them. Thank you, Megan. Things in motion, stay in motion. Yes, if you guys did not watch that Genevieve, actually, I'm going to send it over here to you guys because there are a lot of you that are not on my team page, but my friend Jamie Morris, who was on this call a minute ago, she videoed Genevieve when she was speaking to our group in Scottsdale. And so I'm actually going to send it to you guys real quick so that way you guys can have that link and you guys can watch it because it was so good. It was exactly what you were saying, Megan. Let me send this to you real quick, you guys. I'm going to actually send you guys 3 videos that were filmed from our Scottsdale convention with Tarl, Genevieve, and we had a diamond panel, a diamond Q&A panel. So you guys take that, what I just put in the chat, and copy it, put it in your notes, and go and watch. But Genevieve, she definitely spoke to things in motion, stay in motion. Thank you, Megan, for reminding me of that. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for being on. I'm going to stay on for about another minute or two. So if you guys want to go over to the chat and copy and paste any of the message examples that I sent or these links, you can do so before I shut it off. Thank you guys again for your grace. Thank you for being here. Okay, you guys, I'm going to turn this off in about 20 seconds. If you need me to wait a little bit longer so you can get more of the scripts, let me know. Bye, everyone. Have a great Monday and a great week. Thanks for being here.